Hey, it's Tyler, and today we're going to do more Oscar predictions. Today we're doing directing and acting predictions, so let's just get right into it. Something you're going to notice is that a lot of the predictions are similar to the Best Picture noms. So you'll see like Sinners, Sentimental Value, Begonia, Rivals, and Deliver Me from Nowhere. I'm pretty sure Sinners and Sentimental Value is going to be locked in there. Begonia, probably. It's Yorgos Lanthimos. Rivals, that's only if it's as big of a player as I think it is. And Deliver Me from Nowhere is more like a a complete unknown thing that I'm putting in there because a complete unknown got James Mangold in for director, so I'm putting this in there too. It probably won't happen twice, but I'm just putting it in there for the meantime because I don't really know what else to put in there. And then we got Jay Kelly. Marriage Story didn't get a director nom, so I can't imagine that Jay Kelly would. I don't think it's going to be as good as Marriage Story, but I think it'll still get a Best Picture nom. I just don't think it's going to get director. It's really more of a screenplay movie, so I don't think it'll get into director. I see a lot of people putting the Jafar Panahi movie in the top five, and I just don't understand why. I think it's too early in the year to know if this is a thing or not. I think it's going to get some praise. I think it might get a screenplay nom. It might even get into Best Picture. But I think having two foreign films and director is a bit of a long shot, so I can't really predict that right now. Maybe later on when I'm hearing more things about it from other festivals, but right now I can't put it in the top five. Edward Berger's new movie, I need to put this way lower. I just looked up his last two movies, and both of them didn't get in for director, even though they were like big Oscar players. So I'm going to have to put this one even lower because it's less likely to be as big as those previous two movies. So I'm going to change that later. Then we got One Battle After Another. If it's not as big of a player, then Paul Thomas Anderson might have to miss out on the directing nom, which would be really disappointing, but I think it's going to be fun at the very least. It might not be as big of a player as we think it is, but I think it'll still be good. Still keeping it in just in case, but you never know. Then we got Frankenstein. I have this very low for a reason. I don't think it's going to be as big as Shape of Water or Pinocchio. I don't know. It's very low in my Oscar predictions for Best Picture. So I'm just keeping it in just because it's Del Toro. So we'll see what happens when it releases. It's getting a November release, which is good for Oscars. I don't know. I saw the trailer. It looks good, but I'm not really blown away by it. We'll have to see when it comes out. Then we got Kiss of the Spider Woman. Now, I didn't have this in my predictions initially, but I saw the trailer and it just looks fantastic. And I've been hearing a lot of things about Sundance. It was the wrong place for this to premiere. So we'll have to see if it goes at TIFF or if it goes at some other film festival. But from the trailer, it looks amazing. It looks really good. I'm getting a lot of like Chicago sort of vibes from it. So we'll have to see what happens when it goes out to more people. Next up is After the Hunt. This looks like the definition of a screenplay movie, but not a directing nominee. But we'll see when the trailer comes out or when the actual movie comes out. But I'm just keeping it in since it could get an Oscar nom for Best Picture. Then we got Marty Supreme. The only reason I'm keeping this in here is because other people are. I don't really see where the Oscar buzz is coming from other than the December release date and Timothy Chalamet being in it. I just don't see it. I don't understand where the hype is. None of the Safdie movies have gotten into Best Picture or have gotten any nominees for that matter. And just because A24 is putting a lot of money into it, I don't really see how that equals Oscar buzz. To be fair, it is a biopic, somewhat of a biopic. So but we'll have to see. It's the Safdies' first time splitting off. But we'll see what happens when a trailer releases. Maybe it'll blow me away. We'll see. Okay, next up we got the leading actress category. I have Emma Stone at number one simply because it's the easiest one to put in there. She shaved her head for it. It's Yorgos Lanthimos. It just sounds like she's going to get nominated. Then we got the lead actress for Sentimental Value. I can't pronounce that name. Wait, how do you pronounce that? Okay, I think it's Renata. I tried looking up how to pronounce it. I couldn't find it. I'm just gonna say Renata right now until someone else tells me different. I'm hearing a lot of good things for Sentimental Value, so I think this is pretty much a lock at this point. Then we got Cynthia Erivo, which I think is a bit of a challenging one for me, simply because it's a sequel to the first one, and we don't know how many more or less noms that the sequel is going to get. I think Ariana Grande is going to get in, which you'll see later. It depends on how packed the lead actress category is. I don't have a lot of people in this category, so it might not be that packed, and she'll get in easily. But we'll have to see when the actual movie comes out. Then we got Julia Roberts, which I'm hearing a lot of people, talking about her like she's really good in this movie. People really want to see her get an Oscar nom. Even if the movie doesn't get into Best Picture or for Screenplay, I think Julia Roberts still has a very good chance of getting a nom. But we'll have to see. Maybe the category is much more crowded than I think it is. But I don't have a lot of options for this category as of now. Next up, we got Jennifer Lawrence for Die My Love. The number one thing I heard about this movie from Cannes is how good Jennifer Lawrence is. So I think she has a really good shot of getting in. I don't think the movie is going to get anything beyond actress. I don't think it's going to get a screenplay nom or a Best Picture nom. But I think people really love Jennifer Lawrence in this movie, so I think it'll get acclaim there at the very least. Next, we got Jessie Buckley for Hamnet. Now, I don't know what to do with this movie because I'm hearing so many conflicting things. I'm hearing people think it's going to be a really dark movie. I'm hearing some people say it's not going to be as dark as people think. But she could get in. I'm not seeing a lot of contenders this year for this category, but we'll have to see. It really all depends on how Hamnet plays at certain festivals. Next, we got Amanda Seyfried for Anne Lee. Now, I don't know anything about this movie, but I'm seeing a lot of people predict it, so I don't have a lot to add about this one, but just keeping it in there just in case. Okay, now we're at our lead actor category. I got Jeremy Allen White at number 1 for Deliver Me From Nowhere. I think this is pretty much confirmed just from the trailer that he's going to be as good as we think he's going to be. People might even be more blown away than they were when they saw A Complete Unknown. I think it's going to get all the nominations that people think it's going to get. Then we got Michael B. Jordan for Sinners. If it's not in the winning conversation for Best Picture, then I think Michael B. Jordan being at number 2 is debatable. But as long as it's in the winning conversation, I think he's getting in. Then we got Matthew McConaughey for Rivals of Amzaya King. I think as long as Rivals stays in that top 10 conversation for Best Picture, I think he'll get in easily. Then we got George Clooney for Jay Kelly. I haven't really seen him in an Oscar movie in a while, so we'll have to see when there's a trailer or when it goes out to more festivals. But right now, I think it's a Best Picture contender, so I'm keeping it in right now. And this is a bit of a weird one. I have Daniel Day-Lewis for Anemone. I'm keeping this in simply because it's Daniel Day-Lewis. I think even if people are mediocre on the movie, Daniel Day-Lewis will provide a really good performance that people will praise and want to nominate, even though they don't really like the movie that much. Then we got Timothée Chalamet for Marty Supreme. Even though I don't think Marty Supreme is going to get a Best Picture nom, I think it's going to be one of those movies where the actors are really praised. So I think Timothée Chalamet has a really good shot. I don't have any real reason to doubt him at this point. He's made some really good choices with his career, so I think he could get in for this. Then we got Jesse Plemons for Begonia. This is only if people are really hyping up Begonia, like it's going to be in the winning conversation for Best Picture. So we'll have to see about that. Then we got Colin Farrell for Edward Berger's new movie. I think this is only in if people really like the movie. If not, I'll probably take him out of my predictions immediately. Then we got Dwayne Johnson for Smashing Machine. I don't think Smashing Machine is going to be anywhere near the Best Picture conversation, but I think it has a really good chance at getting in for 2 different categories, actor and makeup. I think as long as people really like Dwayne Johnson in this movie, I think A24 will gladly campaign him and try to get him in for Best Actor. Then we got DiCaprio for One Battle After Another. He looks like he's doing something very different, very eccentric. I think as long as this movie is in that Best Picture conversation, Leonardo DiCaprio has a really good shot at Best Actor. So we'll have to see what general audiences think about it when it releases. Then we got Brendan Fraser for Rental Family. I'm only keeping this in because people really think Rental Family is going to be a thing. It seems like a TIFF movie, so we'll have to see if it plays there and how well it plays there. If it's not a thing, then I don't think the actors will come along with it. Then we got Wagner Moura for The Secret Agent. I believe he won Best Actor at Cannes. People really seem to like his performance in this movie, but I've never seen an actor from a foreign film get nominated for a movie that wasn't in Best Picture. So we'll have to see what happens. Maybe they really want to push this performance. All right, now we're at the supporting actress category. I have Elle Fanning at number 1 for sentimental value. This is pretty much a lock at this point. Ariana Grande for Wicked for Good. I think even if Wicked for Good doesn't get as many nominations as the first one, people really still love Ariana Grande in that movie and her performance. So I think that'll stay in. Angelina Looking Glass is a bit of a gamble. I think as long as people still love Rivals, that Angelina will get in easily. Then we got Laura Dern for Jay Kelly. I'm hearing that it's very similar to her performance in Marriage Story. Maybe people won't like her doing the same thing twice, but I don't have any reason to really doubt her at this point, so I'm just keeping her in for now. Then we got Jennifer Lopez for Kiss of the Spider-Woman. Now, this is a bit different because I'm hearing that most of what she's doing in this movie is singing. Maybe people won't really see her as that much of an actor contender. I'm hearing a lot of people really want her to get an Oscar nom. I'm starting to believe it, especially after watching the trailer. I think she looks really good in it. I think the movie looks really good. So I think she has a really good shot. Then Tilda Swinton for Edward Berger's movie. Again, only if Ballad of a Small Player is an Oscar contender, but we'll see. Then we got Ayo Edebiri. I don't think I pronounced that right at all, but from After the Hunt. I think as long as After the Hunt is in the conversation for screenplay and the acting categories, I think she has a really good shot at getting in. Then we got Odessa Young for Deliver Me From Nowhere. I'm only putting this in because Deliver Me From Nowhere looks like it's going to get a lot of noms. Then we got Teyana Taylor for One Battle After Another. If One Battle After Another is a big player, then she might get nominated. Then we got Gwyneth Paltrow for Marty Supreme. If people really like the actors in Marty Supreme, then maybe she'll come along. Then we got Mia Goth for Frankenstein. I don't have much faith in this, but if Frankenstein surprises everyone, then maybe she has a chance of getting in, but we'll see. Then we got Inga... I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. From Sentimental Value. I'm seeing people include her in some of their predictions, so maybe. I haven't seen the movie yet, but just putting this in because other people are. And then I got 2 actresses from Sinners. This is only if Sinners is in the winning conversation that I think people might want to over-nominate it. So I think it's between these 2. I can't imagine both of them getting in. But if the Academy really wants to shower Sinners with a bunch of nominations, then I think one of them has a really good shot at getting in. Next, we got Jenna Ortega for Claire and the Sun. That's the new Taika Waititi movie. I'm only keeping this in out of hope that Taika Waititi releases something as good as Jojo Rabbit, but I highly doubt it. Alright, now we're at the supporting actor predictions. Stellan Skarsgård is at number 1 right now for Sentimental Value. As long as Sentimental Value continues to be as well regarded as it was at Cannes, I think this is pretty much a lock. Adam Sandler for Jay Kelly. I think if Jay Kelly gets in for Best Picture and people really like the actors in it, I think Adam Sandler has high potential to get in. We've never seen Adam Sandler in a Best Picture nominated movie yet, so this could be different. Then we got Jeremy Strong for Deliver Me From Nowhere. As long as Deliver Me From Nowhere is as good as it looks, I think Jeremy Strong is pretty much confirmed to get in. The movie looks really good. He looks really good. I think he's getting in. Now, this next one is a bit of an iffy one. Miles Caton from Sinners. I'm seeing a lot of people put Delroy Lindo in. I get it. I get young actors don't usually get Oscar noms, but Miles Caton is the glue that holds that movie together. He's part of what makes the movie so good. I can't imagine the Academy just forgetting that completely. Then we got Andrew Garfield for After the Hunt. As long as people really like the actors and want to nominate the acting for After the Hunt, I think Andrew Garfield has a really good shot at getting in. I read the script. His character seems to have a lot of good scenes, so I think he has a really good shot at getting in. Then we got Sean Penn for One Battle After Another. If any of the actors have a good shot of getting nominated, Sean Penn is number 1. Then we got Delroy Lindo for Sinners. Only keeping this in because other people are putting it in, but I really think people like Miles Caton. I think people want to nominate him over Delroy Lindo. Then Jacob Elordi for Frankenstein, only keeping this in if people really want to over-nominate it. Paul Mescal for Hamnet. Really depends on the reaction for Hamnet. We'll see what happens. Then we got Mark Hamill for Life of Chuck. It doesn't look like Life of Chuck is getting that much buzz. It's already released, and I'm hearing nothing about it, so I highly doubt Life of Chuck will get in. This is the only acting nom that could possibly get it might get adapted screenplay, but that's very unlikely now that it's getting no attention. Then we got Kurt Russell for Rivals of Amziah-King. Now, if Rivals gets a boost at TIFF, I think he has a really good shot at getting in, even though I've heard he's not in the movie that long. But if the Academy really wants to nominate this movie, I think he could. It depends. We've seen actors who have really good performances who aren't in the movie for that long. So maybe Kurt Russell will be that. Then we got Akira Emoto for Rental Family. This is only if Rental Family is as big of a player as people are hyping it up to be. We'll have to see. Hopefully it goes to TIFF, and we'll see what the reactions are. Those are all my predictions for the director and acting categories. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Expect a video of all the other categories real soon.